Wojo. This is JP. This is the Movie Brothers, and this is our TV report. We're going to go over a couple of the TV shows we like to watch.
Yes. Yes, we will. You want to go first?
All right, so we both watch Grimm.
We do.
I think Grimm's been renewed for a second season.
Has it? That's
yes,
good.
it is. That is my my big news for this episode.
That's good.
Yes, Grimm has been renewed for a second season for a 22-episode full order. I like that. I like having something that I enjoy watching that's kind of procedural, that's not entirely like the normal procedural cop shows.
And new for that matter.
Yeah. I mean, there hasn't been something very... I'm surprised there hasn't been something supernaturally like that. I mean, Supernatural's kind of like that, but it's not the same setup.
Not. It's not a different, definitely on a different line of...
I mean, it's still... Supernatural kind of follows the procedural route still. They're both very much procedural shows. I feel like Supernatural, especially towards its like third, fourth, and fifth season, and now into its, sixth and seventh season, it focuses more on that external storyline every couple episodes.
Right. But Grimm is a great TV show. I love it. I like to tune in each week and see what the new monster is going to be. At the same time, to see what's going on with the Reapers, with the story arc with the Reapers too.
And I think it's gotten better. I think that especially the main actor, I think has gotten more likable. I like him more. I enjoy watching it more as the seasons progress. I feel like I identify with him more. I feel like when I first started watching the series, I didn't really like the main actor, but I liked the side actors. His partner, the Blue Bottom, like the big bad wolf guy.
Right.
Those were, they're interesting characters.
Right.
I think he's starting to become more interesting, and he's starting to make decisions that make you invested in what he's doing. And I feel like the Blue Bottom's still the interesting character. Can never remember the actor's name. He was in Burn Notice for a couple of episodes.
He was.
He's really good. I really enjoy him. I feel like any character he'll ever play, I'll sit there and go, okay, I gotta watch this, man. His partner, the black guy, he's great. I think that he's probably he also has that kind of cool, like, badass vibe to him too.
He does.
I'm surprised he's not the Grimm in the episode. Like he actually kind of pulls off that kind of cooler, more like very chill, kind of like I'll kick your ass, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, it's interesting to see how he has his Grimm partner.
Yeah.
And he has his cop partner in the real world, which is pretty interesting to see that dynamic between the two of them. And every so often they'll meet up and be like, who the hell is this, kind of thing. But I think that's really cool. I love the storylines. And I really enjoy each week seeing what they're going to do with the new characters, like with the dragons this week, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
think that was awesome.
Yeah, the monsters that they come up with, and it's not like they feel
traditional. Well, they are somewhat traditional monsters.
They're based off of the Grimm's fairy tales,
right?
So,
and yet with a twist. So yeah, like they're supposed to be.
But I also like the fact that they take these creatures and they have their own political structure.
They do.
So it is very interesting, and it is a lot more like when you do get to hear a little bit more about these this other world that exists, like kind of coinciding with ours, that it kind of starts to make sense almost. Like they kind of like integrate it like the Blue Bottom and the I don't even know what the pigs are called.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Bower swine. The three little pigs. Like, they kind of integrate old stories with kind of like stuff that you would normally see in today's mythos, like stuff like. I'm surprised they haven't gone into gang violence yet.
When they did the coins, when it ends up Hitler had those coins.
Yeah, that was.
And Hitler was one of those monsters too, which was crazy to see.
Well, it makes you think like there's a lot of them. Like they're just another species of human that it's just like you kind of see like their kind of breeds are shining through. So you see like some of them like it kind of makes you think like, wow, this could be not that this is a reality where there are people like this, but it kind of makes you think, wow, like this interacts with our human history.
Yeah, it's
and that's one of the things that the writers have done really well with this.
Right, and it's gonna be cool to see what they do next. Really, with the again, I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen with these Reapers and what his sergeant is who is one of them. At the same time,
well, he's not a Reaper. He's the king of Portland or something. Or he's the king of Oregon.
Right, whatever.
He's a king, or he's a high up royalty guy.
Right, of this sect
of the
creatures. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting because he's kind of protecting him at the same time as he's supposed to be destroying Grimms. And it's only in the last episode you found out there's more Grimms. I thought he was the the last one.
No, they explained kind of early on that there are other Grimms.
Because
in like the first or second episode, they explained that there are other Grimms in existence.
And again,
but they really don't have too much connection with each other. His aunt even told him that in the first episode.
And it's interesting because also, I don't know, is it just me, but he doesn't have any real superpowers, and
that's always kind of confusing.
He has the sight or whatever. You can see the monsters, but other than that, he's a cop, so he's naturally athletic and he's naturally intuitive. But when you first saw the aunt, she was like 80 and she was doing like somersaults and crazy gymnastic moves and killing people. Like,
but wasn't it she was 80? It was that she had cancer. Like I was surprised.
That too. She was old and she had cancer and she was doing all that stuff. And I figured that was something that
there was something inherent, like right there with that. They haven't really shown anything other than there's only two things that come up with the Grimm. One is that they could see like others in their the Vestermen in their weakness point and their weaker points. Like they can tell them sometimes. And the other one is that they kind of strike fear into the hearts of these creatures. That's the only real power they have. They're scared of them.
Well, because Grimms are like the boogeymen, really.
They're the evil men
for the monster world, if you will. Because he's really beginning to realize what he is to these things, and he can really intimidate them just by being there and telling him what he is, which is interesting. But yeah, I love the show. It's awesome. Can't wait to see what happens next. Really.
Now, are you up on Once Upon a Time or no?
No.
Once Upon a Time, I feel like it gets me. I like it, and then all of a sudden, I kind of lose interest in it.
That's what happened to me. I was like midway through it. I was like, all right, this is awesome, and then it was like, oh, now I'm bored.
It's starting to slow down, and now it's starting to pick up. Now there is kind of this plot line of.
Don't tell me.
No, I'm just saying, like, now with the current episodes, it might be starting to pick up, but the most recent episode was kind of slow to me. I mean, it did kind of give an interesting look at the Mad Hatter and stuff like that, as far as people who show up. But beyond that, you could tell this is written by the people who wrote Lost.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell.
It's kind of,
It has that same, instead of having A story, B story, and C story, it has pretty much an A and a B story, and A and B story are the same person. Like, they're the same character.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting how that works, and my thought originally was, okay, I haven't caught up with it, but how long can they go on with this? Like, how long is it going to take them to figure out
I think the end of this season...
And once they do, then what? It's just going to go back, it's going to turn into just the fairy tale side of things? Or
in more and more recent episodes, she's starting to interact with people who, especially the most recent episode, she interacted with somebody who kind of, even though he seemed kind of crazy, he had that perception of, he knew what went on in the other world.
Right.
Some of it, anyway. His perception of it, from his character's point of view. I feel like the end of this season is going to be her really realizing that this myth, that what she believes is her son's imagination, is actually the reality.
Right.
I think that's going to be the end of this season.
Where do you go from there, though? I mean, if that happens, then it breaks the curse, right?
No, that's not how it breaks the curse.
No?
No, her knowing doesn't break the curse. I don't know. They don't explain.
Does? They haven't
explained that yet.
It's just this curse. She's supposed to be the hope. She's supposed to be the key to breaking them out.
I think this is like how they did Lost. They have a specific amount of seasons set. I think they know how long they're going to go for.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun. I think because
the writers who are behind Lost have that kind of knowledge of, okay, we're going to have a finite amount of seasons already picked out. We already know what we want to do, and we're going to go ahead and follow that arc. That's kind of been the way they run things, and we're going to see over the next couple episodes. We'll see over the next couple seasons. It's good. I liked it I kind of didn't like the first episode, then I started liking it more. Now it went back down. Now it's going back up. It has a flow kind of thing to it, where you kind of get tired of okay, yeah, this is kind of boring. Man.
That's why I haven't watched it in a while. I'll have to start watching it again. But that's why
it's starting to pick up again. If you catch up to the most recent episodes, the next episode should probably be pretty interesting. But overall, it is a good show. I don't think it's not the best show on TV. I would just, I'm definitely going to be missing Walking Dead for a while.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Me too.
And we'll do one more show for this report. What other TV show? What did you watch?
Did you watch The River?
No, I do not watch The River.
You need to watch it. Because it is awesome. You can't even get any commentary on it because you haven't watched not one episode?
Not one episode.
All right. Well, you need
Supernatural?
to Yes, I'm caught up on Supernatural.
I'm one episode behind on Supernatural, but I know what happens. So.
Oh, you know what happens in
Yeah, so I do. I like the fact that Castiel's finally back.
Wait.
That was last week's episode.
Oh, I'm screwed then.
I read that.
Thanks.
What was the most recent episode you saw?
I saw the one where their friend, the communications guy, gets taken.
That's the last one I saw too. But we can pretty much read it. Oh, we can tell.
Well, you just ruined it for me. Thanks, buddy.
This was all over. This was like advertising.
Oh, I don't follow it because I don't like to get spoilers.
Oh, so, whoops.
Great. So I guess Castiel's back. Wonderful. I'm excited for that. However, I'm not going to be.
Come on, Misha Collins need to come back. Like, they lost a lot of interesting characters, and while I do like Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, you need that other character there. You need somebody who kind of cuts that tension.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm glad he's back to hear that he's back, because I missed him too. It's pretty awesome. I mean, with these...
Yeah, but while I built up to that, you're not going to like what happens in that episode,
well, just stop. Yeah, just don't. All right. I'm going to watch it.
Okay, we'll go up to this point with the Leviathans and everything. So now we do find out kind of an idea of what one of their research centers is going to be.
Yeah, like, that was out of left field. They're trying to cure cancer.
Yeah, see, we just ruined something for somebody. But yeah, the cancer thing that confused me. Like, dude, well, you know what it is? I think they're trying to create humans to be like this harvest. I think so. They want to keep.
So they want them perfect.
They want to go ahead and harvest humans. I think.
How do you stop something that's everywhere and you can't really know what it is until it's too late?
We know a couple things. We know that they can kill each other,
which is good.
Mm-hmm. This is what we figured.
And we know we can cut their heads off with that.
But that only slows them down.
I know, but
the borax burns them for some reason.
And if you can get their heads and separate from the bodies, they'll still be alive, but you can decommission them for a long time. And they can eat each other.
And then you can always put their heads in cement and then dump them over.
That would be my plan.
Which is what they did with the first couple. That they did that too.
But I mean, it's been crazy though this season.
See, what I would do is I'd start getting water guns and shit like that and fill them up with borax and be like, come on, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but then they would still kill you because that just hurts them. That doesn't kill them.
Slows them down a lot, and then you cut off their damn heads. Walk around with a sword and a water gun.
Oh, yeah, I guess that doesn't look weird on the street.
Why is that guy walking around with a super soaker?
Right? Especially if you're one of the Leviathans. You see a guy with a super soaker and a sword.
Well, you just keep a small squirt gun with you so you can run away back to your car and go get the giant fucking super soaker.
An interesting idea.
I'm surprised. No, but seriously, I'm surprised they don't carry something with them to go ahead, like a flask full of borax or something.
Like, yeah, you're right.
Like they know that these guys are dangerous to them.
Yeah, you're right.
They know that they're hunting them down. So my question is, why isn't it they at least have some kind of like, oh my God, there's a Leviathan. Let's go ahead and have something on us to kill them, or at least slow them down so we can run away because they couldn't kill demons for a long ass time either. Right. They still carry holy water with them.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like I don't get this. You guys are hunters. You kind of know what's going on. You think you'd carry like some kind of backup plan with you.
Right. Yeah, I love the show. I mean, I'm glad it's back on track. I mean, it got kind of boring there in the middle.
I do feel like it finally caught back up to itself.
Yeah, like it was awesome. It was great. It was awesome with the angels and the demons and the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, okay, they kind of have this thing.
They have a pacing issue with that show.
It's like, okay, now we're going to forget about the Leviathans for like 2 or 3 episodes straight almost and just do cases. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the Leviathans will be back. And they'll be mentioned, but it's like we don't have anything on them. And then all of a sudden they'll show up and they'll be the main focus of an episode. And, which is fine, but at the same time, I think you can't have too many episodes where you're forgetting about your main story arc, or else it gets boring.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that show, since Kripke left, they don't have a full idea of what goes on each season. They only have like that one story arc, and then they try to copy what they used to do, but I don't think it works as well, because people kind of want to know what's going to happen with that storyline.
Right, yeah. It gets boring.
Although this season, I heard, has gotten pretty decent ratings, too.
Yeah.
Compared to its past seasons.
Right.
On the CW network, you got to realize it's CW.
It's on the CW.
It's on CW, I mean... Yeah, if they had a show that got half the ratings as like
Thank
Fox,
God it's on the CW, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't have lasted this long, unfortunately.
Well, it probably doesn't cost too much to make, because you got to realize they only have 2 main actors.
True, but there's a lot of effects that go into some of these episodes.
Well, you know the thing is, when they do it though, they meet with the effects people and ask them what they can and can't do.
Really, that's smart.
So they do have a budget of what their effects people can and can't do,
That's a
and
smart thing.
how much it costs. So
Good, because they wouldn't have lasted very long if that was the case. But I'm glad. I mean, it's a good show. It's a great show, and I love it, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
And that's for these 3 TV shows. TV report.
That's right.
Groovy. Thank you.
I told you Terra Nova got canceled, right?